he just went low. He's in his head. He's in his head. He's open his head wide open. Cracked open in the face.
And welcome everyone, it's MarioMan2100 back again with the First Impression series, and it's time for some more Resident Evil with Resident Evil Revelations. Now this game originally came out on the 3DS, the Nintendo 3DS, and I did actually play the demo version of the game on that platform, but this is the PS4 re-release. Obviously it was remastered for the PS4 and the Xbox One. So I haven't actually played it officially since playing the demo version, so not sure how this game is. Is it because I've got save data for Resident Evil 3 and stuff? So I hear that this release is very much like a mainline Resident Evil game. So actually I'm going to make this a first campaign impressions video instead. Yeah. So let's go with the campaign. I'd say it's in episodic release, obviously, since it was a game for the 3DS. It would have been in chunks. Oh, you can do a quick turn.
Hey, Chief.
So we get to play as Jill Valentine, which I believe in terms of the timeline, this is obviously after Resident Evil 3, but before Resident Evil 5.
This thing is lucky to be afloat.
Take this around. Let's find a boarding point.
Obviously the outfit that they use for this game is very similar to the one that they use in Resident Evil 5 because, well, I mean, you see Jill Valentine, apparently she's supposed to be dead at the start of Resident Evil 5, obviously got infected by something, by Albert Wesker, turned to the bad side, and then they, obviously Chris and Sheva saved Jill Valentine, I believe at the end of Resident Evil 5.
It's been 94 minutes since Chris and Jessica dropped off the radar.
But the interpolation from the last known coordinates puts them
Right here on this ship.
So yeah, so third person over the shoulder. So this was obviously released you know, like I said, on 3DS, but obviously Resident Evil 4 and 5. And I guess Resident Evil 6 technically was on its way.
I might be able to shoot it off.
Okay, Square is reload radio. Good to know. But yeah, obviously Resident Evil 6 come out in 2012, 2013.
It's been abandoned for a while. It smells like rotting flesh.
Well, I mean, it's dead.
No signs of life. I feel like something's here.
Hey,
What happened?
I don't think we're alone. That doesn't look like just water.
It looks like saliva or something like that. Camera control's very jerky. Saving. Something's gonna happen.
There's blood coming from the ducts. No power, which means no elevator for us.
Mouth movement there was a bit stilted, but yeah. But yeah, so this is more the,
It's not working.
well, no shit, it's caved in. In there. Nothing in there. Oh, green herb. So we got inventory. Okay, so the touchpad is the inventory. Trish soda, huh?
It's shorted out.
Well, no, I was gonna say no shit, because the mice probably just ate through the fucking thing. You can definitely tell that it's remastered from the 3DS, if that is a graphic from there. Trish soda.
The power still works here.
Still in the options menu. Game settings. Okay, so you can shoot a one. Camera controls, obviously you can invert both. Set to default and stuff like that.
Ugh, the base is smashed in completely.
No, I mean not completely, but it is pretty bad.
Parker, give me a hand here.
Sure. No problem.
Parker, okay.
I got something. I think it's a gun.
Now what?
Give me a sec.
So, it's not Chris.
Oh, did she say Chris and Rachel start off with? Because that's obviously... Oh, no, that's Rebecca. I was thinking Rebecca. Oh, liquor, yay!
This explains our missing crew.
This is not good. Where are you, Chris?
What the fuck was that mouth movement there? Resident Evil Revelations. So yeah, so it wasn't a downloadable game in terms of, like, Resident Evil Revelations wasn't a downloadable game. So the episodes would have made sense in that regard. Oh, I had to press the X button for that. But I guess it was set as in-game was a episodic release just due to the fact that it's a better way for a handheld game, like a handheld experience.
The idyllic Mediterranean coast was the site of one of the world's greatest structures. It took a full 11 years to finish constructing the world's first aquapolis, the floating city of Terra Grigia. A sustainable metropolis operating on a massive solar energy matrix and equipped with the latest green technologies. Never before had solar energy been used to supply power to an entire city. But in 2004, Veltro, a terrorist group opposing the city's development, launched a bioterrorist attack. They not only released a virus, but also several creatures, known as bioorganic weapons, further complicating the situation. This launched one of the worst tragedies the world has ever seen.
I mean, they kind of are, like, obviously
The
the...
FBC, the world's leading counter-bioterror organization operating under the auspices of the U.S., was called in to direct efforts to contain
I mean,
the
those
attack.
frog enemies look very much like,
The BSAA, a counter-bioterror NGO, which operates independently of the interests of any one country, went in as
which
a
is true.
terrorist to assist
They do
the
that.
FBC.
Like the frog enemies are like from
Realizing
2
the
and
need for
3.
immediate and decisive action, Supreme Local Headquarters issued the order to use the city's solar energy matrix on itself. Media outlets around the world began to refer to the incident as the Terra Grigia Panic. Following the incident, the FBC announced it has successfully disbanded the terrorist group called Veltro.
Love how we don't hear about this.
2005, and a sense of calm and security is finally...
Oh, okay, 2005, okay, so at least we know whereabouts it kind of is in the timeline.
The lost city of Terra Grigia remains inaccessible, a silent and potent symbol of the threat that bioterror poses for people around the world.
Well, I mean, of course it would be sectioned off, because why would it not? If it's by a terrorist attack, then wouldn't people getting infected by it?
Ah, there you two are.
Oh, Brian, you don't normally join the faith.
Well, my doctor told me I need exercise. They presume you both know that the FBC has cordoned off the entire area. However, in the past few weeks, a number of mysterious carcasses have washed up.
I guess the FBC couldn't cover up a mess this big, huh?
Anyone who knows what happened here is going to put two and two together.
And that's why I've sent the BSAA in to investigate. Did you pick up your new equipment from Clint?
Yeah.
Is this voice actor like the guy that voices the Colonel
You didn't bother to read the manual, did
from
you?
Metal Gear?
I brought it with me, just in case.
I hope you read quickly, because you're gonna need it on your mission.
It sounds very similar.
I'm on it.
Ah, look at this mess. Oh, they're rotted to hell.
Skin so pale. I've never seen anything like it.
Use the Genesis to get a reading on it.
Okay.
The Genesis requires a decent sample size to get an accurate reading. Scan the carcasses on the beach and send me your data.
I'm getting something from inside it.
Careful now.
Don't worry, I've done this before.
I mean, technically, she's not wrong when she says that. She did that a little bit in Resident Evil 3. I know those are stock sound effects, but God, it sounds like those.
What is this?
It's a vial or something.
If it's an engineered mutation, this could prove a link.
I'll run some tests on this. Continue with the investigation.
Hmm. There's a lot of handgun ammo. Guess we're gonna have a fight.
I kind of figured that. Don't worry, we're on it. After Raccoon City, this must be a cakewalk.
I suppose. So why'd you quit the FBC for this outfit?
I wanted to be more involved. I wanted to fight.
I see you two are okay.
Yeah, I thought that might have.
But proceed with extreme caution. We don't have enough data to run a complete analysis. Gather some more samples from the carcasses on the beach.
The smell must have ruptured from gas.
Christ, what a mess.
First aid spray? No, some weapon. So R1, L2 and R1. Switch weapons with up and down. And yes, it's coming through the speaker of the DualSense controller. Obviously it comes through normally with the regular controller. At least it keeps it there. That's a bonus. Because they used to have to do that a lot on in Resident Evil games. Is that obviously when you're getting ammo counts, it doesn't actually keep the count of.
I've collected enough samples.
Good. Get them to me ASAP.
So if you missed that one there, or one of the ones there, I'm guessing that was an extra, just to make sure that if you've got enough. It's not a bad idea of design that way, to be honest, because at least then you get rewarded for your curiosity in terms of looking around. That's right, I think we scanned that one already. So if you couldn't scan it around the other side, you could scan it that way, which is good. And just did what I usually do in fucking Last of Us and Uncharted. Try to reload with the trigger instead of the X button, the square button. There's no run button. Still very much like tank controls with this, but I guess with the 3DS. Yeah, I'm coming. I was getting more ammo. For fuck's sake.
There you are. Nice work.
No doubt about it. These corpses show signs of viral infection.
I bet it's no coincidence they came through the FBC's blockade.
Well, we did all we can. Now, we wait for the results to come back from HQ. Huh? It's the emergency line. Yeah, it's me. Uh-huh. What? Yes, that's fine. I'll take it from here. We'll have to speed things up. Starting now. Good. Get to it. Gil, Parker, you two are still on the case.
What happened?
We lost contact with Chris and Jessica.
When? Oh.
We're not certain. I've sent their last known coordinates to your terminals.
The signal was lost over the ocean. Thought they were in the mountains chasing Beltran. But judging from their position, they must be...
On a ship. I'll go back to HQ. Take charge of the search and rescue. You two will be my eyes out there.
Yes, sir.
How do you know that? I'm getting very suspicious of O'Brien. But as I was saying earlier, with like stuff like Veltro and stuff like that, we don't get any sort of follow up in some of the other games. About them, so maybe there might be a reference in like Resident Evil 6 and like, you know, obviously some of the future games as well, but obviously the BSAA is the main thing.
Think these things got to Chris and Jessica?
I hope not.
Hey, no one's saying Chris is dead.
Alright, then let's find him already.
You hear that? Was that the lock?
I'll check it out.
Okay, I'll see what I can find here.
Copy that. I'll radio you if I pick up Chris's trail. This thing has a lot of similarities to the corpses on the beach.
Christ, these things. No, it can't be. Christ, these things. No, it can't be.
Well, that was a prompt then. That's why I went back. So this one should be a locked door.
Chris! Chris! Come on, say something! I found Chris, but he's trapped in there.
Can you get him out?
No, it's a tough lock. I need the key.
Okay, then let's find it.
Oh, well, I was gonna say Jill's the master of unlocking, right? Looks like a dead end, yeah. Now, if it was Resident Evil 6, we'd probably be able to jump over that thing. Just due to how dynamic some of the locations in that are. Do we actually get our other herb? No, we don't. So we got up and got the green herb, and then we just left it behind. Like, what the fuck, guys? Open that one. Can't open the other one. Okay, do have a knife. Okay, that's good. At least we've got that. I'd say you probably don't want to just leave it at the knife and have that. Well, of course, it's a boat. least it tells me where there's doors that can't be opened yet, and there's a weapons box up here. I need another key. And that one's locked as well. Sounds like Rachel. See, now if this was even Resident Evil 6, I'd be running in. Yeah, so Rachel is dead.
What's going on?
Wow.
I found a survivor. The VOW's got her, though.
Who was she?
I'm still trying to piece that together.
Can I use the Genesis? Well, we can. Should have used it.
Parker. I couldn't find anything out on the woman, but I did find a key.
Let's try it out. I'll meet you in the crisis room. See you there.
Yeah, she might be a Voltro operative. And you can't even like examine bloody items and stuff like that, which is weird. Okay, so that's that. So the enemy's still down here? Is the one in the bathroom still there? Oh shit. Oh, okay, so you gotta get to... At least that's cool, the stuff from Resident Evil 4 and that's still here, which is great. Got so many lockers here. I'm sure one of them would have to have ammo, right? That was a miss. Yeah, so you don't really want to stay with a knife. Yes, the knife takes like forever to bloody. Alright, we'll go to the career quarters and then probably leave it at that, I would imagine. So I'd say there's probably an item in here. Ammo, which is good. Need that. Grenade. There's probably more ammo in here though. What are you doing in there? God, I am a bad shot. That third one I don't know why, but that's the stick. Did it again. It's very much stop and go with the Genesis, for example. Like that's something that shouldn't be. There's an item in there. At least you can do that. That's something that I do like, is that very much, even though it is stop and go with the Genesis, and at least if you can use it in areas, you can use it to find items in places that you'd think there wouldn't be. Oh, that's on the other side, I'm guessing. No, nothing there. That's in the wall, so it's on the other side. Okay. Anything on the beds? There's an item there. It's probably ammo. It is. I was going to say that would have to do a lot of damage, I would imagine. It's not a bad situation. Like I'll reckon I'll leave it there anyway. But it's not a bad situation to have the Genesis there, although it is very stop and go. And I think with the 3DS version, I think it was tapping the touchscreen, I think, to find those items with the Genesis. So I think that with that, in particular, you touch the touchscreen. I think they did something similar for Batman Arkham Origins Blackgate, I think it was called, on the 3DS. The 3DS version of Arkham Origins, or at least it was I guess it's a spin-off game, technically set in the Arkham universe, where you use the touchscreen to do Batman's detective mode and scan things like breakable walls and stuff like that you can use your explosive gel on. So I'd imagine that it would have been the same technology on the 3DS for that. Obviously, it just feels a little bit more clunky in terms of doing it on a console rather than with like a handheld console that has a touchscreen. It'd probably feel a lot more natural. I'd say you could probably do it in motion as well, but it could be stilted on there as well. I wouldn't even know because I haven't actually played it. But I don't think that was in the demo at all, if memory serves me right. But yeah, the game itself, like obviously Revelations very much feels like a Resident Evil game that is like one of the main games from like 4, 5, and 6 in terms of like third person over the shoulder action. It probably is a little bit more survival horror, so like leaning more towards 4 than 5 and especially 6. Obviously it still has its action, but they kind of used 4 as a basis, I would imagine, with this game in particular. But it's not a bad game. I think that ultimately like some of the like facial animations and like the graphics and something like that, like it is a remaster, so I'm not going to give it too much crap. Obviously the facial structure and the facial expressions are not great in this game, very much with this remaster in particular. It probably wasn't as noticeable on the 3DS, because obviously it probably was a little bit, because obviously with the 3DS in terms of character models, obviously it was a bit more detailed. They could use models that were more detailed on the 3DS than compared to say like the DS, for example, or even like some of the PSP games as well. But it just looks really weird. But yeah, some of the animations don't look ideally great, but you know, what can you do? It is a remaster, so it's not too bad. It does have some good combat. Obviously, pressing the triangle button. I'd say you can probably press the triangle button in general. But usually if you had like a little bit of damage, obviously you should be able to use your herbs and stuff. Thankfully, you don't have to mix anything. Though I'd imagine there probably is maybe red herbs later on in the game to give you more potent health pickups and stuff like that. So I would imagine that would be in the game as well, because it is very much a part of Resident Evil. So yeah, so I'm not feeling too bad about it. Obviously, episodic, it's going to be a bit of a weird situation, but I guess to be fair, I mean 4 is technically like that too, in terms of chapters for the game, and as is 5 and 6 as well. Like a lot of the games are very much chapter based, so it's not really too much of a difference in terms of chapters and episodes. But obviously, again, that's a layover from obviously the 3DS version, which had it broken up into episodes. So it's not a bad situation. Obviously, can save between sections, which is good. But yeah, it's not too bad of a game. Hopefully, obviously it's more Resident Evil in my life. So obviously at this point I haven't actually played like Village at this point, but after this game that will probably be the next game, if not Resident Evil 4 Remake. Because I was wanting to play Resident Evil 4 Original first before Remake, but I might just bite the bullet and play 4 Remake instead, because I've seen 4 in action before, so wouldn't be missing out too much on not playing the original version. But you know, the original version is pretty much everywhere on a whole lot of platforms now, so if I felt like wanting to do that, obviously I wanted to play the Wii version, because the Wii version is arguably, apart from the remake, is obviously the best version of the game. But you know, I could play the PS4 remaster if I wanted to play that before remake if I wanted to. But yeah, slept alright. But obviously I can bite the bullet whenever I want to and have plenty of platforms to play the game on. So it's just a matter of if, not when. Well, sorry, not a matter of if, but when will I play Resident Evil 4. So with all that said, thank you guys so much for watching this first campaign impressions video of Resident Evil Revelations, the first game, because I believe the second game is also remastered on the PS4. I think they were in a double pack, but obviously the version that I've got is only the first game. But thank you so much for watching this first campaign impressions video of Resident Evil Revelations, originally for the Nintendo 3DS, but we're playing the PlayStation 4 version. This has been Mario Man 2100. You guys have a great day or night, and of course, take care.